everybody, it's time for the third and final part of my WrestleMania 34 series. This right here is my review of Ring of Honor SuperCard, one of the greatest Ring of Honor pay-per-views I've seen. Like I said in the narration portion of this review, I've always wanted to watch a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but I tried to watch one last year, but the production issues and the buffering problems killed and ruined the pay-per-view for me, despite how awesome the show was. I think the show was called Glory by Dishonor. I don't remember the name. But yeah, I always want to review a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and I didn't even know they had a pay-per-view this past weekend. But WatchWrestling.uno had SuperCard of Honor in the recommendation for brandly newly uploaded wrestling reviews. Now, I'm pretty sure that unlike Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground and WrestleCon 2018, I'm pretty sure everyone who watches Ring of Honor know what this show was. But just in case you don't, the links will be in the description box below. The links will be in the description box below. For people who can't spell WatchWrestling.uno, and for people who didn't know about this pay-per-view, the links will be in the description box below. With that being said, let's get on with this video right here. Like I said, this was an awesome pay-per-view, man. I watched everything except for the main events on this show. I watched everything except for the main events on this show. Like I said, I wanted to review this event when it happened, but I was kind of tired, and I was watching this, and I was watching way too much action to review. Was tired. I was watching way too much action to review. It was way too much action. Then WrestleMania 34 and NXT sucking completely killed my interest in reviewing any wrestling. But I wanted to redo this series for my brand new fan page. So with that being said, here it is right here. Let's get started. Hey everybody, this is part 3 of my WrestleMania 34 weekend review series, and this is also my first Ring of Honor pay-per-view review. I've always wanted to review one of the Ring of Honor pay-per-views, but the problem I have with Ring of Honor is the links I need to watch these pay-per-views and the various streams I use to watch these pay-per-views when I want to watch it live are usually terrible. Last year, I think the pay-per-view was called Glory by Dishonor, something like that. Something like that, Glory by Dishonor. Last year I went to watch a show, and the show was going real well, but the stream I was watching started freezing and buffering, and that had just killed my Ring of Honor pay-per-view watching experience, and I don't watch much Ring of Honor pay-per-views because of that. But I always wanted to watch because while they have their production issues, the cards, the matches, and storylines are usually okay. So finally, and this past weekend, I didn't know Ring of Honor had a show this past weekend, but it turns out they did. When I was on WatchWrestling.uno in the recommendation boxes for brand new, newly uploaded wrestling shows, they had this show, SuperCard of Honor. So I checked Wikipedia to see what the card was, and I liked, for the most part, what I saw. It was the most bizarre card I've seen, but I liked what I saw, and I decided to check it out. I was also, while watching this Ring of Honor pay-per-view, I was also trying to watch, at the same time, I was watching both of them simultaneously, and that was the Impact Wrestling versus Lucha Underground show. I was watching both of these simultaneously. Come to think of it, once again, while this review is taking so long, I was watching several matches that I liked over and over again. As you can probably tell already, this was a phenomenal show. But I do have a couple of problems with it, which I'm going to get the bad out the way first. The first match between Chucky T and I think his name is Gresham. This was the first official match of the card. I didn't watch that. I skipped that. I also skipped the women's match. skipping over this match. I just don't care much for women's wrestling, even though from the highlights I've seen of SuperCard of Honor, that seemed like it was a good match. The Ring of Honor women's match. Then of course you had your double main events. I didn't watch the double main events. The first one was Cody versus Kenny Omega. I saw highlights of this. I didn't want to see a long 30 minute New Japan style match between Cody and Kenny in Ring of Honor. I want to see those two on a bigger stage, on a Wrestle Kingdom like pay per view, like the upcoming Dontaku, which comes up in July, and I would have watched it if the time limit was shorter, like 15 to 18 minutes. That's usually how long I like my wrestling. That gives you enough time for entrances and awesome wrestling, awesome realistic looking wrestling. I usually do not like matches that are 20 minutes and longer. That are 20 minutes and longer, unless you can have two wrestlers that can keep me invested for 20 minutes. And most of the wrestlers, especially today, cannot do that. The only wrestlers that can do that are Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle during their series, Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle during their series, Ric Flair and AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in their prime can do that. Can do that. But most wrestlers today cannot do that. But let me continue with this event. So I will not be talking about that. The next match, which is Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll. That's an awesome feud and an awesome match. Once again, especially with those two larger than life characters, I do not want to see a 30-minute New Japan British style wrestling match between them two. I wanted a more gimmicky character fight with these guys. A much shorter gimmicky character fight with these guys. So I skipped that match. I may watch that match in the future to see how it went and review a new series I'm going to do in the future. Since I don't feel like watching full length events, just going to watch several matches and review and give longer in-depth review of the match itself. Since I don't feel like watching all these events or shows with their matches on them. So that's what I might do in the future, because this is definitely a show I like rewatching over and over again. This was an awesome pay-per-view for Ring of Honor. Thumbs up for Ring of Honor. The best matches of the night were the two tag team matches. That was the ladder match and the Motor City Machine Gun tag team match. Um, next was and of course the Adam Page and Kota Ibushi match. Those were the best matches of the night. The show started off. I started off with Tomohiro Ishii taking on Punishment Martinez in an awesome stiff fight between two of the most toughest and physical men in pro wrestling today. That's Punishment Martinez and Tomohiro Ishii. You got Punishment Martinez, who is like a badass monster. He was most recently a monster heel. Now he's sort of like a tweener. Now he's sort of like a tweener who is a real full contact fighter, able to have these brutal, powerful, stiff, exciting matches, and is extremely athletic for a big man. Is extremely athletic for a big man. Then you have Tomohiro Ishii, who is like a Japanese Taz and and a Japanese Taz and Rick Steiner. Those are the two wrestlers he reminds me of. Awesome, stiff fight. Punishment Martinez won in spectacular fashion. First, he did his arm wrench with the stiff high kick to the back of the head, to the side of the head. Then he finished him off with his modified choke slam for the 1, 2, 3. Awesome fight to start the show. This is where I started. This is one of the matches I wanted to see. The next match of the night was, oh yes, one of the matches of the night. This was one of the matches that was Adam Page taking on Kota Ibushi. Phenomenal fight. Too much action to call. I was into this from the very beginning. First off, they start off traditional technical wrestling, then they get to the brawling in high spots. And so many high spots. You had Adam Page doing a shooting star press off the apron onto Kota Ibushi earlier in the fight, doing a early in the fight doing a Adam Page did a moonsault off the top rope onto Kota Ibushi on the outside. Then Kota Ibushi German su- um German suplex, first off hitting a backflip over Adam Page, then then does a release German suplex on Adam Page into the barricade. Adam Page later ran Kota Ibushi into the barricade. These people took some stiff bumps, lots of new. Kota Ibushi hit an awesome power bomb, Golden Glover's power bomb is what he calls it. Then the match ended in spectacular fashion when Kota Ibushi first did a German suplex. Did a bridging German suplex. That didn't work, but he still held on to him and gave him a brutal knee, which finished him off for the 1, 2, 3. Phenomenal match. I've seen this match about 3 times, and when I'm done with this review series, I'm gonna watch it again, man. What a phenomenal fight, man. Next match of the night. Like I said, I skipped the Women of Honor and went straight to the to the 2-person to the 6-man tag team championship ladder match between the Young Bucks and Flip Gordon taking on SoCal Uncensored, the newly SoCal Uncensored with Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, and Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky. Phenomenal match, and this is widely considered match of the night, and it is one of the matches of the night. What an awesome fight! So much action. Young Bucks, Kazarian, Sky, and even Gordon, who's my least favorite in the match. Flip Gordon, he's an awesome personality and performer, but I don't like his gimmick or name. I don't like his gimmick or name, and I don't like his gimmick or name, or nor do I like his wrestling style. Wrestling style, but he performed well in this. He performed well in this match too. This was a phenomenal fight with lots of spots. I love it when the Young Bucks when they hit their super kick. When they hit their super kick, um, there were too many spots in this match to remember everything in this match, but it was a phenomenal match. One of the more memorable spots was the Young Bucks was after when the Young Bucks and Kazarian and Daniels were fighting each other, were fighting in the hockey stance. The Young Bucks, that Christopher Daniels first hit an enziguri on the Young Bucks. They quickly recovered, then responded with a super kick. Next spot had Scorpio Sky and a Scorpio. I think it was Scorpio Sky and in attempt to take out the Young Bucks. He hit a swanton flip over the top rope onto the ladder, onto the skin exposed to the ladder to take out both of the Young Bucks. That right there was sick. Then Daniels and Kazarian taking out the Young Bucks by both jumping off the top rope onto the table. Like I said, so many stiff bumps and awesome spots in this match. Too many to call. Most memorable spot was Matt Taven and his Kingdom coming in, interrupting the match. First attacking the Young Bucks, preventing them from winning. Then attacking. Then you think they were gonna lie them. You think right here they're gonna lie themselves with Kazarian and Daniels, but no, they attacked them. They attacked them too. They attacked them too, and they attacked him too. But um, the Young Bucks managed to recover and later take them out. And Daniels and Kazarian, despite all that, Daniels still manages to grab the tag team titles for his team, and so you think they're the tag team champions, but the Kingdom, Taven and the Kingdom attack them after the match and make off with the belts. The crowd gives a well-deserved standing ovation to both of these teams for an awesome fight, and Daniels curses Matt Taven, USOB, for leaving. Can't wait to see more of this. Can't wait to see more of this storyline and feud. This Young Bucks and Cal Uncensored feud has been awesome. Much to my surprise, SoCal Uncensored are like the heels in this feud, and the Young Bucks, who were heels in New Japan, are baby faces in this feud. That's interesting. in Ring of Honor are baby faces. Are baby faces. But this has been an awesome feud. This has been an awesome feud, and I can't wait to see more of this stuff. The next match of the night was a quick tag team match between the the newcomer, Future of Honor, Brian Malonis, and his tag team partner, Beer City Bruiser, taking on the Motor Saban and Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns, and independent wrestler Luke Hawx, and I think that was his son, PJ Hawx. PJ Hawx in a phenomenal tag team match. Every team performed well, with of course the Machine Guns, Brian Malonis, and the Luke Hawk and PJ Hawks performing the best in this match. They were the most memorable in this match. The match ends when Malones hits a splash onto PJ Hawk for the one, two, three. Like I said, awesome match here. Want to see more of this Brian Malones guy, who, despite being as big as he is, moves fast, and I love his wrestling attire and gimmick. Old school 90s badass type hardcore wrestler. And Machine Guns are always awesome. One of the reasons I love about Ring of Honor today. Ring of Honor is and the old and most recent TNA, before TNA went to EC3, Spud, and the new guys with the Motor City Machine Guns, Daniels and Kazarian. So yeah, is the Ring of Honor is the old TNA, and what TNA should have been. TNA should have been. I didn't like love the Machine Guns in TNA, but I didn't like Daniels and Kazarian in TNA. They're way better here. So awesome match. Then of course you had another good tag team match between the Briscoes taking on Jay Lethal and my boy Hiroshi Tanahashi. Another awesome match. Not as good as those other three matches I talked about. It was an awesome match and great performance by all four men, especially Tanahashi. Tanahashi, who, despite being 40 something years old, he's older than I thought he was. I thought he was still 80. I thought he was still 30 something, because I thought he was born in 1981, which will make him 31, which will make him 36, 37 years old. 36, 37 years old. But no, this guy is like 42, 43 years old. 43 years old, and it still gets it done despite not being at 100%. He still gets it done in the ring. The match ended when the Briscoe when the match ends with the match ended when the Briscoe brothers hit their finisher for the 1, 2, 3. Don't exactly remember the finish, but awesome match, man. Next was Kenny King and Silas Young. This was in a last man standing match for Kenny King's television title. This was an intense fight, and this was pretty good. Not as good as the other matches, but a really good fight. The ending of the match was hilarious. The Beer City Silas Young tapped duct taped duct tape tie Kenny King's legs together to prevent him from standing, and he won and regained Kenny King's last television championship. So in the future, before this match, Aries came out and said he wants to face whoever wins the match, and he joined the commentators on commentary. Who one of the commentators was Colt Cabana, who has a full-time commentating job now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The next match of the night. This was the most controversial match of the night. That was Cheeseburger and his partner supposed to take on Rhett Titus's tag team, which is called the Dogs. They were in a storyline with Bully Ray, where Bully Ray, for their constant interfering in matches and Mischief has banned them from Ring of Honor. So the Dogs decided they were going to come here and attack everyone and hijack this pay-per-view, hijack this pay per view. So they take out Eli Ussom, Cheeseburger's partner, and Bully Ray comes out. Bully Ray comes out and Bully Ray throws the match out, but Cheeseburger convinces Bully Ray to be his tag team partner. It says even though the Hall of Fame was your last honor, he said let this match be your last fight. Let this be your last fight. And Bully Ray teamed up with Cheeseburger, and after 2 minutes of fighting, after he cleaned out Bully Ray, when Cheeseburger came to congratulate Bully Ray, Bully Ray frowned, then grabbed Cheeseburger, and choke slammed him, and Bully Ray then turned heel and berated the younger generation of Osprey, Gordon, and Omega, and said this generation is selfish and entitled. Flip Gordon came to Cheeseburger's rescue, but but Cheeseburger, but Bully Ray said, if you come in this ring, I'll power drive him. I'll power drive him, which will get the athletic commission to cancel any future Ring of Honor, which will not only cancel the pay per view, but have the athletic, which will put them in trouble with the um with that state's athletic commission, and that right there, and he power drove him. Anyway, love the heel turn by love the heel turn by Bully Ray. Tell you the truth, I hate Bully Ray. I hate Bully Ray. So he was in TNA. He was so convincing as a heel that I still hate him, even when he turned face. When he turned face and was feuding and was teamed up with the ECW guys to take out Spud, Spud and EC3. I was cheering for EC3 and Spud while still cheering for Tommy Dreamer and the other ECW guys because of his. I don't like Bully Ray because of his bullying, because of his bullying in his during his WWE career, during the early parts of his career, his WWE career, and I also don't like Bully Ray because while he's extremely athletic, and has really during his last run at TNA got himself into real shape. I do not like Bully Ray because he's not that good of a wrestler, and he bashed and called technical wrestling boring, and all his moves, especially the bubble bomb, the full Nelson into sit down atomic drop. Um, his moves just look terrible and just G rated. His moves just look terrible and G rated and just phony and fake for such a old school tough wrestler as he calls himself. But one thing I do like about Bully Ray, he's a phenomenal performer and he's an awesome character, one of the best characters you have in wrestling. So really like him as a heel. I really like Bully Ray as a heel. So yeah, this was the last I watched of this pay per view. As like I said, I didn't feel like watching a 30-minute Ring of Honor match between Cody and Kenny Omega. And I hear from the reviewers that this match was bad. The highlights I saw weren't that good. And like I said before, I want to see this match on a bigger stage, like New Japan, like a Wrestle Kingdom like stage, like the upcoming Duntaku. That's what I want to see this match. Not in the auditorium, in the big time Tokyo Dome is where I want to see this match. Then of course you got the main event, the other main event, which was Dalton Castle and Dalton Castle and Marty Scurll wrestling. In what's his name? The pictures I'm seeing from this match look good. In the future, I may rewatch this match, and in the future, I'm gonna rewatch this match and review it individually, which is the first part of a new series I've been wanting to do, where I, instead of reviewing entire wrestling shows, just review certain matches, just review individual certain matches from those shows, individual, talking about the moves, spots, and everything. Especially since I can't remember all the spots and stuff that happen in these matches at once. So that's a new series I'm going to be doing. But this right here was a phenomenal show, and this right here, along with both of the WrestleCon events, were, in my opinion, the real WrestleMania 34. Everything WrestleMania 34 NXT should have been. Well, like I said, this was my review of SuperCard of Honor. Once again, well done, Ring of Honor. Another awesome show. I can't wait to watch more. All right, I'm done.